saying this to be mad. I'm saying this because I feel like I'm going to go to my advocate, Jesus. I have $400,000 to pay. And the only reason I took a line of credit is so that I could have
our buddy Hank Kuhneman is upset. Upset that the members are not coughing up the money to help him pay off his line of credit for what he's done with this new sanctuary. Let's look at the rest of the clip so we can talk.
I'm not saying this to be mad. I'm saying this because I feel like I'm going to go to my advocate, Jesus. I have $400,000 to pay. And the only reason I took a line of credit is so that I could have this, and we wouldn't have to wait potentially. Can you imagine still being in there, then this sanctuary done, and we don't have the money to pay for the AV, so now we got to sit there for a year, because that's how long it would have taken. And I said, well, can I get a line of credit? And I didn't know what else to do. Well, you shouldn't have borrowed. Oh, then tell that to the prophet who said to the widow, go get some vessels, go get some vases, and borrow not a few. And it was sanctioned and blessed by God. But here's the thing. There are pastors that sat there and did nothing and were quiet for almost 5 years. This pastor went and took out a line of credit so that we could pay for all of this stuff. We have $400,000 left to pay. We are putting on a conference that still I'm wondering why you haven't registered. I'm not trying to rebuke you, but I'm saying, come on, when you have someone that has been a Peter, that has been a rock, you need to get behind it and support it.
And as you see there, he's upset. He's upset because he took this money out, borrowed money, because supposedly he did what was right over the last 5 years. Basically, for those of you that don't know about him, he's a Christian nationalist, he's a conspiracy theorist, he's a liar, and he sat there and tried to act like he has stood up for what's right with all of these prophecies. He comes up with these lies about Biden is dead and that he's I couldn't find the message. I'm getting ready to show you the clip where he's just talking about this is another person, 45 6 don't exist or whatever, where he's talking basically that Biden is gone and it's a clone or a body double that's being him. Let's look at this.
So somebody just texted me a picture of the guy that they say is Biden. And I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't look, there's several pictures. It looks nothing like the guy that is Joe Biden. Now, people say, oh, it's cosmetic surgery. I'm a cartoonist. I also, and I'm being honest, I also am a portrait artist. And I recognize features. And I can see features and what I'm telling you, this is very interesting because November 4th of 2020, God said 46 doesn't exist. I remember that. And I had a dream on November 4th. I saw where they announced the election for this fake administration. And I saw what looked like the face of what we would call Joe Biden. And the voice of the devil spoke. In fact, his face changed. Remember, I said, I don't know what's going on with his face, but it wasn't him. And listen, something's happening. You say, well, that sounds like conspiracy. I don't listen to any of that stuff. I don't even listen to the news. I'm just looking at pictures that are sent to me. I went out and researched it myself, said, okay, typed in what, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. And so, for one, the one Biden, all the years he had bluish green eyes. Now this new thing has brown eyes. So, let's be honest. I think we're being played.
And this is a pastor. And for those of you that still don't know about the man, let me show you another clip or two so that way you can get an idea what he's really about.
Jesus wasn't this nice little limp-wristed, weak-kneed little, guy that walked around. I've seen Jesus. He's a man's man. So I told, I want to tell it to him next time I see him. I'm going to tell him, Jesus, you're a man's man, man.
Come on, let's raise up our heavenly language. Right?
This seems very purposeful, and God in his justice is going to expose it. And don't think Don't think, guys, those of you that are watching, you have this thing in New Orleans, and all of a sudden, Las Vegas. And now suddenly these fires in California, and we are supposed to stick our head in the sand and think that somebody and those who hate this country somehow are not involved.
And as you see there, this guy is he must be doing pretty well. Pull off a line of credit, $400,000. You see the grifting that goes on with these charlatans? You see that? The fact that he's able to get a whole new church built. They were in another, I don't know if they were in a tent, they were in something else. But they come get this money. And he's a false teacher. He's a nationalist. He's a conspiracy. Who talks like that? Who talks as a pastor? Who talks and thinks like that? A real pastor. In this time, say he's not a conspiracy person. And just, you see this worship of the flag, this worship of a politician. But the thing for me is this conspiracy crap where he's talking about somebody's been dead. Because there was a message, I can't find it, where he talks about we're going to find out that in a year or so or a certain amount of time, we'll find out that Biden has been dead long ago or something silly. And this, in the amount of people that are sitting in congregation, his little congregation, all of them deceived, all of them. And I'll be darned to get up on a Sunday morning or whenever his Bible studies are or whatever he's got going on within that facility, to walk through them doors and to walk and sit and have a seat. And this is your shepherd. This is the guy that's over you. This is the guy that you're going to go to when little Johnny is acting up and misbehaving. And you figure, I'm going to take him to talk to the pastor. And you're going to take him to this man. This is the guy that when you're having marital problems or thinking about you're dating and thinking about becoming engaged and maybe some premarital counseling. This is who you're going to go to. This guy. And see, this is what we have. There's a lot of false pastors that are out here. And many of them, because of social media, have sprouted up and they have a large platform. And unfortunately, people are finding themselves caught up in a web of deception. And somebody like this is who you are going to go to. And, this is not, I think back to when I was looking for guidance when I was younger from an associate pastor or my pastor and getting the wisdom. And you did not hear this type of buffoonery coming from the pulpit, talking about clones and people not being alive and worshiping a flag and worshiping a person. And you didn't get this kind of stuff. Because I tell you what, I was serious. For me, and I was dead serious. When I first came to the Lord, I wanted to be within his will. I wanted to I did not want to get off course. Where I wanted to go where he wanted me to go. And I wanted to seek guidance from somebody, because I sat there when I was the custodian in my church. And that's what made me want to go into the counseling realm, because I would see as a custodian in the church, a lot of times if my pastor wasn't there and just members would come periodically sometimes through the week, and you could see that something was going on. They needed somebody to talk to. And I would find myself sitting there in the sanctuary talking with somebody. I was just a young person that is new to the Lord, but I did the best I could. And I saw that was a need. And I said, you know what? I got to get some training. I got to get some better education, because there's a need for those out there, because many people don't have no one to turn to as far as when it comes to some on a higher level, a professional level, or just some people mean well, because I saw that as well, that as I observe people, some people mean well. Some people would say, I'll pray for you, or I just pray about that, and they didn't have an answer. But sometimes there is a way that you can guide them spiritually into the right direction. And I'm not saying that you have to have some type of training, but I believe that trying to be a chaplain and trying to get some type of counseling or understanding the dynamics of, the thought process and certain things, and understanding depression, understanding the certain things that go on with our bodies that a lot of people want to attribute to demons all the time, which is everything's not a demon. I'm sick of that type of talk where every single thing is a demon. Every single thing, some type of spirit. This spirit of this, spirit of that. That's a false teaching. There's not no spirit of every single thing. Some things, because of our bodies, because of sin, of us being fallen beings, just like we get sickness, heart disease, cancers, diabetes, guess what? We have mental issues too as well. That's part of the body, and you can't separate that. So, this is the thing. So when you have people like this false pastor that's sitting up here, and I don't know if this is going to squeeze and put the pressure on this congregation where they're going to cough up the money, that when money's tight as it is, because you see what's going on with the groceries are sky high, things are high, money's tight. As we talked about, most people live paycheck to paycheck and one paycheck away from the bottom falling out. And here he is with his old big collars and fancy suits and his slick back hair, want to chastise somebody. Hey, how about you go get a job and pay that off? Well, how about you do that? How you go get a job and quit lying and standing up in a pulpit lying to people on a weekly basis? Why don't you go do that and pay off that loan? You want the congregation to pay off your loan and take advantage of people. Why? Well, what's your salary? Why don't you sacrifice your salary? Or maybe, I don't know what kind of house you live in, Mr. Hank. Maybe it's time to put it up for sale. Pay off that loan, because that's what needs to happen. Because the Lord, I'm so glad that I hope it all crumbles. As we talk about, I pray that every false ministry, false pastor, it all comes tumbling down. That's what my prayer continues to be. And I could pray that the Lord continues to expose these charlatans. And on this channel, we're going to continue to do that. We'll continue to talk about issues the church run away from, tackle Satan and his tactics, and punch him right between the chops. Evangelism for God is your channel. My name is Maurice Braxton. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.